All right, there, Heritage Toys followers. Here, what we've got here is a bit of a grey area for Star Wars vintage peeps. This is a crate full of Stan Solo custom mint-on card figures. Now, obviously, I haven't bought these or anything like that. I'm not a fan of reproduction whatsoever. I can't stand repro. I'll burn repro of accessories. I will not sell repro. These are, I think, 90% characters that weren't made. So I kind of sit on the fence for this stuff. To me, it's no different to, I mean, it's not licensed, so that's obviously a big deal. But this is very similar to me, in my view, to Power of the Force 2 characters that weren't released. Obviously, this guy's gone the extra mile and he's used vintage parts. I think they're all handmade, kind of repro style stickers, vintage style card backs. And what I don't like, to be honest with you, is the waffle pattern on the seal. Have a good look. That's very bloody close to a vintage waffle pattern. Which I don't like. That scares me. If he starts popping, I mean, the cards are dead giveaway. Like, they're glossy, they're thick stock. So, I mean, and obviously they say Stan Solo on that, whatever. A lot of people say he puts his name on the COOs and all the card packaging and whatever. So he's not trying to deceive anyone. And he may not be trying to deceive anyone, but what annoys me, and you'll see soon, is, and you're seeing it already on eBay and stuff like that. People are throwing in the Stan Solo blue snag or something under a big pile of figures, bought it at a garage sale, you know, whatever, bought it at a boot sale, $29.99 starting bid, and they go stupid, and then the person, you know, goes for $700 because everyone thinks it's a genuine blue snag, and you get the bloody Stan Solo COO, and you get back to it, and on eBay you can't return it. The guy said, oh, he just bought it in a boot sale, doesn't know anything about it, which is obviously a joke. So that's what I don't like about that aspect of it. But when I think of that, what's the difference between that and that the new retro series of Star Wars figures, which I've got a handful of? All right, so yeah, what's the difference between, obviously these are fully licensed, Hasbro, but you rip this off the card back. I've got a couple of these cheap, so, and you thought it was cool. I don't collect this at all. You rip that off the card back, it looks bloody close to a vintage bobber, and even that weapon is bloody close to a vintage Imperial blaster. So what, you rip that off the card back, throw it in a lot, and again, you know, you sprinkle in a few Imperial blasters, a couple of Boba Fett's underneath that look pretty nice. You're jacking up lots on eBay and deceiving people. So these, I've never been a fan of something that's like for like these, of any kind of release, because it's just too easy to fool people. And they might be fooled intentionally, unintentionally, who knows? It brings more crap into the vintage collectors world, which I'm not into. So I'm always dead against that. But this kind of stuff, look, for me, I would never purchase this. I will not sell these in my group either. But what do you guys think of them? I'd like to know what your feedback is on them. These are characters, I know a lot of you people do buy them. A lot of you people message me some photos. I've seen the Slave Leia. They look bloody cool, I must admit. They're not for me. But what do you guys think of these? Are these sacrilege for vintage collectors? Like, that's R5A2. I don't even know a lot of these characters' names. A lot of detail into it. I'll crack them all open and I'll show you guys. He's gone, obviously, this dude. I'm not praising him at all. Not in the slightest. 100%. These are not for me. R3A2. I mean, these characters, he made them up. Are they from novels I don't read? So they're obviously all R2 units. He's gone to great lengths. I mean, look, you got a 48 back. Great lengths, but he's also, oh, look, that one doesn't, I mean, obviously it's not, you can't fake that as a vintage, but he does not have Stan Solo on there. He's actually got full Kenner, General Mills, everything, full Kenner. Not a hint of Stan Solo on the back of that. So I know there's something about the license is over a certain amount of years old and blah, blah, blah. So it's not policeable, etc. But R5J2. Look, I might recognise some of these guys from the background of the movies. So, look, I want to know what you guys think of this stuff. I know Star Wars vintage toys is how I got into selling. I've been selling Star Wars vintage toys for over 30 years, which is, I'm an old man, obviously. Over 30 years. So that's how I got into toy selling. Now I love all toys. I realised how much I enjoyed all my toys as a youngster. So now I sell everything. And it's just obviously a nostalgia hit for me daily as I open this stuff. But for me, I've always been, and I've come up from the old school, repro sucks. You know, all this new stuff, not good for the hobby. But if you're filling holes like that, what do you guys think? I just want to know your feedback. I know I've got a lot of Star Wars vintage old school heads in my group. That's how my group was formed initially a lot. So what do you guys think? I'm not for it. I'll never buy one of these. ever, I would maybe buy, if I got it cheap, the Tall Toys Jawa, not to have it or anything, just for a reference item, just to see how close he's got the cape. And I know the actual figure itself, so this is one that I don't like. I'll leave that to last. I know he's got the cape. The figure stands solo on the COO on the bottom of the figure, but so like this one here, that could be use that as a strip to Letty or some crap like people do. Edit for a second, see if I'm still recording. Factory Letty stripped, whatever you want to call it. There's only 2 left. So far, all of these characters are ones weren't in the movies. Dr. Afra 000, like, I don't even know what the hell that reference is. Like I said, I'm of the old school 96 figure deal, you know. 96 adding a couple R2s and 3POs and whatnot. But all these characters' names, joke. R2 Jabba Sail Barge. So that's God knows if that's a vintage. Actually, it looks like a vintage sticker, not a repro sticker, but slightly yellowing sticker. But anyway, he's obviously 79 back. That's the 79 back A card, and he's put Stan Solo in that one. Where was it? I saw Stan Solo somewhere. There, Stan Solo near Hong Kong. I mean, obviously that was never released, so you can never get it wrong, but I don't know. I want to know from you guys, the vintage collectors. I'm never going to sell this on my page, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to start pushing this stuff. I'm not going to say Stan Solo is good. I'll never sell it from my page. But what do you guys think of this? Is it burn, crap, rubbish, filling holes? It's cool. What do you think? I want to know what you guys think about that. Characters unreleased. But then I'll tell you what I think about this. So you got here, Blue Snaggletooth. Obviously, it was never released on a card, so that's no dramas. It was a baggie with a cantina, right? But that's a repro figure. The whole bloody figure is cast resin, I think, and I've never seen it open, but I believe it's movable, full movable, all limbs, head, everything. It's pretty bloody good likeness to a vintage blue snag, that I must admit. You throw that in a lot, on top of a lot, whatever, say I don't know nothing about these, this is my boyfriend's collection, my cousin's collection, whatever, I got it at a garage sale. You can rip people off hard, and then what's your course of action through eBay? The guy's kind of covered his ass by saying, I didn't know anything about it, I got it, blah, blah, blah. So you're rolling the dice. That's what I hate about these. So for me, these are like, these don't belong. These reproduced clones of the vintage figures. They do not have a place in society. I will hate repro, always will. So I'm so dead against this, it's not funny. I don't know what I'll do this. I'm not going to sell it. It's not mine to burn, but I wouldn't mind burning that live, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I will. Yeah, what do you guys think of these? Tell me. Again, I said I'll never endorse them. I'm not selling them. But I want to know from the holy vintage collectors, the ones I've known for 20 years. I won't mention names in this YouTube clip, but you know who you are. I've been dealing with it for a long time. What do you think of this? Is it crap? Have you got him yourself? Do you hate him just because he also does these? You Stan Solo, or a swear word? You tell me. I want to know. I don't think personally it's good for the hobby at all. But I want to know everyone's views. I'm a big Star Wars vintage head and have been all my life. I've had Star Wars figures since I was like 5-6 years old as a kid. Santa, I'm writing Santa lists for them. And I think I've still got one somewhere, a letter to Santa. But yeah, this is not on for me. You tell me what you guys think of these. They're not for me. Look, I'm not going to hang you if you buy them, but I'd like to know what you think. All right, thanks, guys. This is a somewhat controversial subject. I don't really like to fire people up too much, but this one should be get some interesting views from younger people, older people, old school collectors, people who say, oh, it's just a toy, who cares? You tell me. Thanks, guys. Subscribe to my channel. I won't be this controversial too often, but you get some fun and you'll get some informational stuff and a lot of box openings.